There was a school bus ready to pick up some children in Campo. A couple of children had just got onto the bus when the defendant, Matthew Barker, came running after the bus. He was pounding on the glass door. The bus driver, who was 78 years old, stopped the bus, told the defendant he was not allowed to be on the bus. The defendant jumped onto the bus. He pulled out a large butcher knife. He flashed it at the bus driver, and he told the bus driver to drive. At the time, there were 21 children on the bus, including the defendant's 2 children, ages 8 and 9, and his 14-year-old niece. All the children were crying, they were scared, they ran towards the back of the bus. A couple of brave children helped open the emergency exit on the back of the bus and helped the younger children get out first, and then the older children. While this was happening, the defendant still had the knife out. The bus driver tried to push him off the bus, but was unsuccessful. The defendant went around the bus driver, tried to get towards the children. He was calling for his 2 children. The 14-year-old niece tried to take the knife away from the defendant, who had it in his hand and he was waving it around. The knife almost cut the 14-year-old niece as well as the bus driver, who was still holding on to the defendant, trying to subdue him. Eventually, the defendant punched the bus driver in the face. He was able to get him onto a bus seat. The defendant was on top of the bus driver. He slashed towards the seat, causing a cut in the seat. The bus driver was trying to hold on to the defendant's arm, trying to subdue him, try to get the knife away. Again, was unsuccessful. And the bus driver was screaming for help because he felt like the defendant was going to break his arm. Another male who was outside made it on the bus. He was able to subdue the defendant along with the female who was still on the bus. They were able to get the defendant off the bus. And the children were safely off the bus at the time. The charges are attempted kidnapping during a carjacking. There's 2 counts of attempted carjacking. There is a count for elder abuse on the bus driver with a knife. There is another charge for assault on a bus driver. Another charge for assault on the 14-year-old girl with a knife. And there's several misdemeanor charges for child endangerment for the 2 children and the niece who were on the bus. This defendant was extremely dangerous during the incident. He had a weapon. We're concerned about not only the safety of his children, who he has custody of, as well as his niece, but all of the children on the bus and the safety of the community in general. I don't know the defendant's history as far as mental health issues. There is a concern that he was using drugs. He clearly was out of control during this incident, so drugs may have played a role.
Next up will be Charles.